California has convicted its first person that has gone against the revenge porn law that was recently passed in the state. Now, this is a 36-year-old man in Los Angeles, and he did something pretty terrible, and he's been convicted of revenge porn. And his sentence is a little questionable, but we'll get into a debate about that in just a second. Let me give you the details of what he did. So he's a 36-year-old, as I mentioned, from Los Angeles. He was sentenced Monday to 1 year in jail and 36 months of probation and will be required to attend domestic violence counseling for violating both the state's revenge porn statute and 2 restraining orders. So what did he do? He posted a nude photo of his ex-girlfriend on her boss's Facebook page.
Jesus.
And then wrote really terrible comments about her, basically saying that she should get fired, she's a terrible person, and so he's going out of his way to ruin her life.
That she's, quote, a drunk and a slut.
Yeah.
Okay. And it wasn't just the boss's page, it was the whole company's. So the whole company is seeing her naked with, slut written under her, et cetera. I mean, that's...
And once you put it online, it's there forever.
Yeah. And then people will save it, and then, God knows where else it shows up. And everybody at work, including your boss, has already seen it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
oh my God, I never really pictured it this way, but I just put myself in her shoes and I would die. I would die.
D-I-E.
No, I would die.
Die.
I couldn't come into work after that.
I can't even.
Anyway, so again, he's been sentenced to 1 year behind bars for doing this. The very first person in California that has been convicted of, this revenge porn law or breaking the revenge porn law. It's a hard thing to say. But I mean, it's interesting because one of my biggest issues with these types of laws was that I thought it was going to be nearly impossible to enforce. But apparently, no, in some instances, it isn't impossible. In fact, Kamala Harris in California is planning on prosecuting a man in Oklahoma for doing revenge porn against his ex.
Mm-hmm. So I think that the sentence is right. So I want to have a conversation about that, okay? Why? You thought
Everyone disagreed with me in the meeting today, and I also agreed that the sentence is right.
Why? They thought that it was too lenient? I mean,
no,
that it was too harsh?
Too harsh.
Yeah.
Including Irina, by the way.
Interesting. So, JR, what say you?
I feel like a year is pretty basic. That's fine.
Yeah.
You know?
Pretty basic for a basic bitch like him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to keep it real.
Right. So I think that the reason others think that a year is a long time, a year in prison is a horribly long time, right? And you feel like maybe that it should be reserved for a physical act, like an assault, something along those lines, right? Somebody beats up somebody really badly, puts them in the hospital, something like that, right? But no, we give people a year for a ton of stuff, right? And here's a person, I mean, would I rather get punched in the face or have somebody do that to me? It's an open, I think for a lot of people it's an open question.
I would rather get punched in the face, 100%.
Right? So, and look, for guys, it's easy for you to picture yourself in that situation too. Imagine somebody putting up a naked picture of your crotch and your whole company can see.
But here's the thing. I mean, yes, that shouldn't happen against men, by the way. But at the same time, no one cares about a man's crotch, right? The ramifications.
Everyone will look, though.
Everyone will look, and
okay,
it'll be
here, I got a better one.
But
imagine that it was a really, really cold room, and it was an unflattering shot of your crotch, right?
Right.
And then everybody's like, oh, at work, right? So look, again, a year is significant, but you got to give them, so you got to send a message, right? And you got to enforce the law. And this is a way of saying this is a very serious crime. We're not messing around here.
Yeah.
And we are going to put you away.
Yeah. I don't even know if I'm that concerned about sending a message. I want a fair sentence. And the reason why I think a year is a fair sentence is because he's going to serve 1 year behind bars and it's over for him, right? Okay, he's going to have to deal with probation. He's going to have to take a few classes, whatever. It's done. But this woman now has a life sentence. It's not behind bars, but now there's a nude picture of her floating around the internet for eternity, okay? And it's embarrassed her, and I think as a result, 1 year is not that big of a deal considering what he did. And it's not just the fact that he posted the nude picture. He broke the restraining order, okay? So that in and of itself is breaking the law regardless.
That's a great point.
Yeah, regardless of the revenge porn.
All right, Jesus, we're all unanimous?
I would have given him more probation because, like you said, the girl's gonna have to deal with that shit forever. She only has at least 3 years of probation. I mean,
You know what? Jesus really is the voice of reason.
So when he agrees with you, all of a sudden he's the voice of reason.
Absolutely.
I'm going to add a needless thing here. I don't know anything about this guy, but I feel like if they caught a Wall Street banker who did this, there's no way they would give him a year. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A white-collar worker, just name it, right?
Yeah, he probably will have the resources to fight it in court in a more effective way. Right? This is just like a 26-year-old loser who couldn't handle the fact that his girlfriend left him, so he decided to do the revenge
But if
porn.
you were the same 36-year-old loser, but you worked in a high-powered job in Manhattan, there's no way they're putting you in jail for a year. Okay, it's just random, doesn't have too much to do with the story, but as I saw it, I was like, yeah, this guy, there's no way he's got any degree of power. That's part of the reason they wanted to make an example out of him. I'm just keeping it real. Okay, hashtag real talk.